To start us off, that would be great, or if you want to just open it up for questions.
Okay, yeah, I'll just start with saying thank you to everyone for being here. It's really exciting to see everybody's faces. There's obviously a lot of excitement right now this time of year. I feel blessed and honored to be beginning my 10th season as the head coach of this program, and I just am really excited about just what I feel like is just a really healthy mix of 5 new players that are just bringing in a lot of different things and juice and their own kind of energy to our program, but coupling that with some returning players that we really feel like have garnered some pretty good experience and are excited to pair that with. So it's been a really fun summer and preseason, just getting to know these players, letting them get to know each other, and just watching the way that meshing is taking place.
Questions?
What's the biggest thing you think you still need to work on going into the season?
Right now, I would say rebounding, and I think that probably stems a little bit because Alexis Markowski, it felt like, would step onto the court and she'd come away with 10 rebounds. And, just almost when you have the program's leader in rebounding that's graduating out of the program, that's something that we've really been emphasizing, and knowing that it's not going to just be, all on one person's shoulders. It's going to have to be a team effort, and everybody's really going to have to contribute in that. But, it's not something that we haven't spent a lot of time emphasizing. We know that rebounding, in those stats usually predict who's finishing up in the top of the Big Ten conference every year. So it's something that'll be really important to our success.
What's Natalie Potts' stats? How is she working out with you?
Yeah, Natalie's not practicing with us just yet, but I couldn't be more proud of the way that she's just approaching her rehab and working hard every day to get back out there as soon as she possibly can with us. And, I just think when I look at her and Allison and I think every player, Kennedy has seen it as well, just you kind of expect your rehab to just be on this steady incline like this, and then in reality it kind of looks like this, and plateaus and dips and plateaus and dips. But through all of that, I feel like Natalie, as well as Allison, have just really taken it in stride, continued to just work right through any plateaus, any dips to get it back going forward, and remained the best teammates they could possibly be. I mean, if you watched practice film just from our last practice, like on the sideline, sometimes I'm like, are they cleared to be doing all that jumping and celebrating? And the way that they celebrate each other's or their teammates' successes and are really still engaged and plugged in. Just outstanding models of being great teammates over there while we're patiently waiting to have her rejoin practice.
What do you hope to happen?
That's a great question. Right now, we're just kind of taking day by day, week by week, and being very smart with just when she reaches the benchmark she needs to reach to be able to advance. Then that's when we'll go there.
What's Allison clear to do now?
Yeah, Allison's still just rehabbing, working hard to gain the strength that she needs, and I think Allison's timeline will be a little bit different, and likely be looking at a red shirt for her.
Why did you want to go out and sign as many transfers as you did, and what happened? You said they brought juice. Who were the juice breakers out of?
Yeah, well, you could really point to any one of those transfers, and they just have a lot of experience. When you look at Eliza, who comes in from Kansas State, and it's a team that had some success in the NCAA tournament. She's just garnered a lot of experience at another A4 program, but she is bouncy and can go out of her area to go get rebounds. She can, jump passing lanes, get, maybe one of the most explosive athletes I've ever been blessed to coach. And Haley Weaver coming in from Northwestern. She understands the Big Ten Conference, just long and really athletic, hungry to have, exclamation point put on her career, and just has been really working hard. And Emily Fisher, just a tough, gritty, hard-nosed, just do the work, just grind it out type of player, and she's just really kind of brought some spunk to our team. And then Claire Johnson is the other transfer that just shot 44% from the three-point line as a freshman, and had a outstanding freshman year. Just a worker. Like, I don't know, we have to tell her on our days off that no, you can't come in and watch film today, or we can't watch one-on-one. She's watched so much film that we can't break down any more of our practice film with her. We have to go and pull previous games last year, and we're saying, we're showing her clips on Birdie and how she had success doing this and that. And she's just an absolute worker and great shooter, but a little bit more quick off the bounce than I expected, and I think going to be a really good scoring option for us.
Amy, what kind of a jump do you think Britt is going to take this year?
I've been so incredibly pleased with the way she's been working in the off season, and I think bringing in our new graduate assistant, Marissa Kostanek, has been outstanding for Britt, because they play one-on-one almost on a daily basis. And, Marissa, as a 12-year pro, understands about physicality and how to guard and how to keep it hooked up all the time. And she just never takes it easy on Britt. And I'm quite sure it's sometimes frustrating, but Britt is definitely benefiting from that. And I just feel like her confidence is really, really high.
Hey, Coach, from your perspective, as you mentioned, you're in your time, and now the NIL's really picked up the past couple of years. How has that changed, potentially, you bringing transfers in, or how you run this program?
Yeah, I think right now we're just kind of each year is its own entity, and I think in the past we really worked hard to, and we still are, going to try to recruit, those 4-year players, the kids like Alexis Markowski and Allison Weidner's, and that you want to really build the foundation for your program for 4 years. But I think that the landscape that we're in right now, you have to be ready and willing to adjust and look at your roster on a year-to-year basis. And it's not quite so, planning for the future always, and just really building it year at a time.
You have a philosophy on how to show it. You probably had to develop it.
Yeah, that's been kind of the newest strategy. We definitely have a philosophy that we've tried to kind of abide to, but I also feel like that philosophy already in year one has had to be tweaked. It's like, I think just the ability to pivot right now, and your ability to be able to move based on the players that you have in your program and the players that you are capable of bringing into your program, it just requires some flexibility.
Is it more geared toward retention or acquisition?
Is our philosophy, I think it's always going to be, acquisition to start, and then retain once they're here. And I feel like a big part of retention is revenue share, but a huge part of retention at Nebraska is the culture that we've been able to establish. I'm so proud of this team for being a team that has really celebrated each other's successes at a very high level. And that's something that's kind of fun to be a part of. And I think our players understand that that's not the way that it is everywhere. So they value that at a high level. And I think that's very helpful with our ability to retain as well. And that's something that we're going to have to prioritize and continue to make sure is a daily focus for us as well.
With the transfer additions, and then Natalie's uncertain status, how do you even go about saying the outlook for our team is this with you?
Yeah, I think that what I can say is that the standard is the standard, and when we show up to practice, it doesn't really matter who's on the floor. It's a team that's gritty, tough, hardworking, and I think that we have enough depth with this team to feel really optimistic about where we can head, and I think that'll just continue to grow as Natalie returns to the lineup.
Did the injuries to Allison and Natalie over the last couple of years the way they burned you guys a little bit, did that make you feel like, oh, we got to get more players in here?
I think that there's a part of it is, transfer portal and things like that changes kind of what you want to do with the number of players on your roster. Injury has always been a part of our game, but obviously I think those two have meant so much to our program that those losses, they hurt. I mean, we felt that pretty deep, and I thought the rest of our team did an outstanding job of trying to pick up and really honor them with their play. But it certainly has an impact on the way you want to move when you're moving forward.
Back to Britt, you talked about how you've been impressed with how she's worked this offseason. She saved some of her best performances for the postseason last year. What kind of confidence does that give you in her, and how much more can be expected of her this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think she proved that in big games and in our tournament games and things like that, that she, wants to make big plays for our team. And it just seems like when the lights get brighter, she gets better. But I think what the biggest growth we're really seeing out of her is just knowing that I got to keep it hooked up all the time. And it doesn't matter what game it is, who we're playing against. Our team needs to see me playing that same effort against every single time we lace them up. And I think that's where we've seen the most growth is every day when she comes to practice. The competition that she has against our male practice players or, her teammates or Marissa. she's coming for you.
Which of the new transfers could you see in the top 6, 7, or 8?
Man, that's a great question right now. I'm still making that determination, Brent. I feel like really all of them have shown that ability to be capable of playing huge minutes and big roles. So I'd say all 4 of those transfers at any given time have kind of caught our eye towards that, but we're still making determinations about rotations, and it's one of the fun things about having a little more depth in the program.
Coach, with a player like Alexis leaving, how important early on is it to establish good communication and see some leaders step up early on in your practice?
Yeah, I feel like, we've talked about this in depth with Alexis Markowski and just everything she's meant to our team on the court. But I think I've said this many times that it's really her belief that was her superpower and her ability to get other people to believe, and that leadership with just the energy that she came with every day is something that's it's irreplaceable. But I do feel like we've been really blessed with the fact that we have players like Callin who her leadership qualities are immense, and Logan Nisley and Jessica Petrie and some of the upperclassmen that have played the most minutes, they're hungry and they're coming in, and how can we help and what can we do and how could we improve and how can I learn, how can I grow as a leader. And I think it's the same thing that happened for Lex when she was young in her career and then stepping into the last couple of years of leadership. And now we're seeing that transition to those other players that have been in the program for a few years. And I just couldn't be more excited about the way that they're stepping into those leadership roles.
Maybe home game is going to be a little different this year because you've got a new court and that scoreboard is huge. Your thoughts on what the environment's going to be like once you guys get playing?
Well, I just am thrilled with the fact that Husker Nation is behind our team and excited about us, and we're knocking things out of the park with season ticket sales already and our ticket packages, and we fully expect that to just continue to grow. And I think Pinnacle Bank Arena, what a special environment this place gives for Husker fans to come in and watch a great brand of basketball. But I thought the old scoreboard was pretty dang sweet, and now this one is like, wow. Kind of puts it to shame. When it's lowered, it's even more crazy. We were in there the other day with a recruit, and they had the scoreboard down, and Claire Johnson was like, not sure if she should touch, and then they made a TikTok, something about the Nemo, don't touch the boat, don't touch, and then she did, whatever, but they're silly. But beautiful scoreboard, beautiful floor, beautiful facility. We can't wait to practice in there today. We can't wait to be back in here with Husker fans.
Obviously, Britt has a lot of on-the-court ability that a lot of the players on the team just don't have. But Callin has leadership abilities that are probably unique. Like he's a campus leader and a sport leader. How do you see her pouring to Britt as it relates to being a leader, like a vocal leader and just a leader in the locker room?
Yeah, I think Callin, the best thing she does in that area is, she'll step over and take a charge in practice in a second. And with our male practice players coming in hot, that doesn't feel good. And she's fighting through some injury to be out on the basketball court right now with her teammates. And I think that the way she leads by example has the biggest influence over a player like, Britt Prince, and just never taking possessions off, making our entire team see the value in every rep of every drill every day. And I think that's where she makes the biggest impact.
Coach, when I look at your non-conference schedule, most of them are here at PBA. How do you feel it's been built out for you guys to be ready for Big Ten play?
Yeah, I think we have a really good combination. Every single thing that we are looking for when we build that non-conference schedule is how can this play to our net and to best position us for seeding and selection come NCAA tournament time. And so we have a really good Thanksgiving tournament. We know that'll be challenging. We've got some really tough games. We're excited to have some really good opponents here in Pinnacle Bank Arena, and I think it'll help us continue to build the camaraderie and mesh our newbies with our returners, but also, challenge us at the level that we need to prepare for that Big Ten schedule.
What can Natalie do on court, non-contact right now?
Man, she's shooting it really, really well. She's working hard on her ball handling, her shooting, her skill development, some of those things. And we were going to have her selected to be one of our three-point shooters in the three-point contest down at opening night because of how well she's shooting it. I think that was something that shows a lot of Natalie's personality when she was a freshman. People were playing off of her because of her three-point field goal percentages, and then last year she worked her tail off. And sometimes when you have players that were the Big Ten Freshman of the Year, you see them rest on their laurels a little, and she did not. She was very miffed about the fact that people were playing off of her, and she did not want that to happen. And it didn't matter. She'd text us and say, like, oh, today's a busy day for my class schedule. Guess it's 7 a.m. I'm going to have to come in to get my shots up. And then I know it was a small sample set, only 5 ball games before she went down with injury, but she's shooting 70+% from the three-point line when she went down. I think the confidence that she's showing just in the areas that she's able to continue to grow and get better is remarkable, and now we just want to get her back to healthy enough to be live play where she can get the decision-making part of it.
Who have you seen grow the most from the end of last season to now?
That's a great question because we've seen a lot of growth. I think Jessica Petrie gained a lot of confidence towards the end of last season when she really had to step in and play big minutes when Natalie was injured, and I thought she really was playing with confidence, hit some big shots in the conference tournament, and then that has really grown. Petra comes to mind as well. I think, Petra arriving 1 year ago, a day before school started, but this summer she had, I think she was a little behind entering into last season, but I think as the season progressed, she had some really good games in our conference tournament as well, and I think that she now understands the physicality and she's embracing that and she's, welcoming that. And then we had some weeks to train with her this summer. And even though she went and played with her U20 national team, this summer, she still did get some training with our team as well. And I think she's just really been impressing as well.
Anything else for Coach?
Thanks.
All right, Callin and Britt will be in a moment.